Since the beginning of the book, Richard has been taming chipmunks with the Mord Sith and enjoying his time as the new Lord Rahl. Now, he's dealing with a disillusioned ex, a witch woman who won't stop toying with his life. That's actually a separate person, sorry. An assassin who's determined to kill him, and an army that's getting sick by the hundreds, and an impending invasion from an evil emperor. And he is just getting started. Happy Tuesday, Truth Seekers, and welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a promise of craft brew on the side. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and today we are going to be talking about Chapter 6 of Temple of the Winds. I said that, not in the way we had planned, but that's what we're going to do.
I kind of got game show vibes from it. I'm not going to lie. I didn't hate it.
Well, I mean...
Fellow listener, come on down!
We did talk about a game show. I don't remember if that was in a after show or in an actual episode.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know.
You lie, you die.
Yeah.
The game show.
Yeah. So I feel like we have all of the tools we need to build a very good one.
All of the bases are covered. The only thing is, if I do decide to play your game show, what do I get to win?
Beer and a visit from your ex.
Oof. Oh, fuck. That's, better go with whiskey. Yeah, whiskey. You can keep the car. No, I'll take the car, and I will take the whiskey, and presumably all the tens of thousands that I'm going to win, and I will put it all in the car, and then drive very, very far away from my ex.
See, we can't give you money because we're not in the business of just giving out money.
Oh, okay. So no car either?
No.
I will take the whiskey.
There you go.
And I will be in the basement.
To be fair, it's very, very similar. There's a lot of reality shows out there that's just like, we're going to make you fucking miserable for no reason, but you get to be on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what you wanted.
Here's a vacation that you have to deal with your ex and a whole bunch of other couples dealing with their ex.
Oh, gosh.
You're welcome.
They would have to make you stay within so many feet of that person for so long per day. Otherwise, it'd be like, that's cool. She can go hang down there, and I will be over here, and we can both be happy.
Oh, no. The best part of reality TV is the forced situations.
Oh,
the forced altercations that they just happen to happen.
Did you see what so-and-so said?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to kick this off. Are you ready?
Yeah!
We have drinks in hand and everything set. All is well. Let's do this thing. All right. So, at the end of the last chapter, Richard had just told Nadine that he wasn't going to go with her. Her whole fantasy, right? To make a chapter short, he said "fuck off." Then he decided that he was going to have to go and find some quench oak and some garlic and blueberries to help out the army, which we determined were actual viable solutions for diarrhea.
It's like an annoying side quest in a video game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these are all the main plot points that we really have to take care of, but oh no, the army is sick. You have to go collect some herbs for the army. You can't get the high enough XP until you do that.
They have that kind of thing on Witcher a lot. You gotta go fight this monster, and so I go charging over there, and then the monster kills me. It's like, oh, you needed this thing. And then you spend like 4 hours just wandering around a town looking into barrels and boxes to see if they have any.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. But okay. So at the very end of that chapter, Richard decides to take all of these guys along with him to go find what the army needs, and they make to leave the room. That is exactly where the chapter ends. Or no, I'm sorry, they don't make to leave the room. He turns to face the Mord Sith. I apologize. My notes are moving all over the screen.
That's my fault. Sorry.
There they are. So Richard looks at Kara's injured face, puts 2 and 2 together because Richard, and then figures out there's someone in the pit. He always fucking figures it out.
And, I mean, maybe the book makes it seem like it's just because of her face, but I don't know. I think it would maybe be like he asked some of his guards, like, hey, where's the rest of you? And they're like, oh, down by the pit. Or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little bit of a leap. Maybe not, because she shouldn't be getting injured inside the castle for any reason. But, I don't know. Just the way that he was like, yeah, there's a person in the pit. Okay.
As if you had a chance keeping it from him. You guys have joked already a few times about how Richard's going to figure it out. He always seems to figure it out. Mm-hmm. And then, surprise, he figures it out.
So I don't keep secrets.
So, he also figures out that Jagang had a bigger plan than just assassination. And he did this, like, immediately, too. He's like, oh, there's a guy here? Oh, he's sent from Jagang? Oh, he knows I could kick his ass, so there's probably more at work here. Something that, like, we could have saved 4 chapters. Mm-hmm. If Kaelin and Kara just right off the bat had decided to clue Richard in as to what's going on, they could have saved a bunch of time.
Yeah, which is what we said. Like,
oh yeah, called it.
Yeah, we were frustrated because they didn't think of all these things. Like, they're just like, oh, immediate threat to Richard. Better lock everything down and hide it from him.
Immediately lie to Richard.
Yeah.
And make it all better.
Yeah, obviously, Jagang wasn't just shooting a random gun in their direction and being like, hopefully that hits. Maybe it won't. I'm just gonna try.
Well, and I can see them wanting to be able to take care of this situation without having to bother Richard about it. Like, Kara wants to prove herself to Richard. Kaelin wants to prove herself to Richard. And so I get them wanting to just be able to take care of it so that Richard could be proud of them. Or Kaelin can feel extra loved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is dishonest. And it did essentially waste a lot of time. Now, they do have most of it taken care of. But still.
Interrogating a man without the man who is called the seeker of truth.
Yeah.
Seems redundant.
So, at this point, Richard comes up with a barrage of questions that Kaelin should have asked, but didn't think of. Kaelin feels embarrassed and admits that her emotions got the best of her.
Yeah.
You know, who do you work for? Who does number 2 work for? Mm-hmm. Sorry. You know, who'd you come with? Those were all great. Then Richard's like, hey, how long has he been here? Where did he stay while he's been here? What did he do in that time? Like, all of these questions that, damn, yeah, probably pretty important things to ask, but just weren't.
How long were the 2 of them together? Like, and he knows his sisters, so this is another reason why him taking off is a little bit crazy, because, like, he's the only person who could identify which random woman they find might be a sister of the dark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. He's the only one at this point that knows what that woman looks like. He said, you know, long brown hair, real pretty, and they both went, Nadine. But that's the only person that they've seen with long brown hair. That's not to say that there may be another one in the city. Maybe they have their hair covered up.
Well, and like I said, Richard saw all the sisters. So once he figures that, like, number 1, he could probably rule out most of the sisters just based on that description
because
of long
he's
brown
seen
hair.
them, yeah.
Yeah. But then once he sees them in like, if he sees one of them wandering around the fucking village, or the town, whatever the fuck you call Angel City, he's gonna be like, that bitch! That's that bitch! That's that bitch that we're looking for.
Bitch, that's that bitch!
Yeah, if Kaelin or Kara or even a soldier sees her, like you said, if she has her hair covered up, she's never going to be spotted by anybody other than Richard, but he's got to go find the goddamn trees.
Right. Well, fuck, you know what? That's a really good point, because I hadn't even considered that. Yes, Richard would know, but if he's gone and nobody else has laid eyes on any of those people, then there's nothing anybody else can do.
Yeah.
Whereas if we're talking about Richard going to get the stuff for the army, he could use his experience as a woods guide to like, okay, here's the leaf, it grows on a tree like this. Pay attention to the instructions and come back with the stuff while I deal with the thing that only I can do.
Also, you could tell me in the fucking Confessor's Palace and the Wizard's Keep, there is not one goddamn book anywhere that describes trees.
Trees?
Like, really? The trees of the area? There's not one goddamn book that you can find a picture of this tree in?
It does kind of go back to what we were talking about last week with, ask somebody who has the wisdom, the knowledge.
Yeah.
If that's Richard, fine, but he doesn't have to be with you to do it.
Is there a woods guide for Aiden? Like, there's got to be other, like, outdoorsy people who live in Aidendrill.
There has to be, because if Richard was the only one, then when he explained to people what he did for a living, they'd be like, why?
Right.
Who does that?
Right, and obviously there's woods outside of Aidendrill, because that's where they're going. So there's not one other person that they could be like, you know what? I bet you Tom down on Stenter Street knows some trees.
Of course he's on Stenter. Center of it all, Stenter Street.
It'll take you an extra 10 minutes. Go grab Tom. He's probably at the bar. No big deal. Take him with you.
Well, you really won't have to take him with you because Richard says he's going to handle it now. No. I'll take care of it, okay? Can you hear that in his voice? Because I could.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys tried. Now give it to an adult before you break it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want them going down there anywhere near Marlin. And Kara takes immediate offense to this. She's like, what the fuck? If anybody's going down there, it's gonna be me. Again, I have him under control. You want me to show you the thing?
Yeah.
Because I'll show you the thing again.
Yeah.
It'll prove my point twice, and, it's fun. So.
But once again, we're in that loop of, okay, you don't want us going down there, but he was trying to kill you. So you really shouldn't go down there by yourself either.
Yeah, you're literally the first target.
Yeah. And again, I didn't think Kaylin should have gone down there, especially just with Kara. But if the three of you go down there, it's a better chance than two. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand why. I get it's his woman. He wants to keep her safe. But, like, she's the mother confessor. She's not a weak little bitch. So you could just be like, you're not going to go down there without me there. Again.
Oh,
instead of being
right.
Like,
at least with me.
Yeah. Instead of being like, you are not allowed down there anymore because it's not safe for you. Like, excuse you, sir?
See, this is where having a cage, kind of like what Hannibal Lecter is in. They could have the hallway we were talking about that sucks the magic out as you go, and then a four-sided clear shield to where everybody could approach Marlin without any fear of him being able to use his magic outside of that shield. Then they could do all the interrogation. Nobody has to come into any close contact. Because where he's at right now, it's a pit, but there's no magic shield there. You're just in there with him.
I just think it's ridiculous that the sisters have things like Radahans, and there's not, like, other means of doing that. Like,
right.
Like, the Midlands didn't come up with some way of containing power to where you could be like, here's some fucking cuffs, can't do shit now, or here's a room that we could talk to you through the door, but you can't do your magic. Like, the sisters also had their little cell things.
Some sort of barrier spell.
Yeah.
Somehow. Would be really fucking useful. That way nobody's in danger to get close to him.
Yeah.
Close enough to talk to him anyways.
Yeah.
So Richard reveals at this point that he does actually plan to take Kara with him to question Marlin. Jagang done fucked up by not knowing about the Mord Sith, so they are absolutely going to use that to their advantage. But still, he doesn't want Kaylin anywhere near Marlin.
Yeah. And I guess I could see that. It's a little surprising that Jagang.
That's Jagang's brother.
Yeah. Doesn't know about Mord. Like, I get he's from the old world that's not there. Maybe texts from, like, Dahara haven't gone down there because there was a barrier. So nobody could get information down there about things like the Mord Sith. But he's also been, like, spying via other people's eyes for
Most
a while
likely
now.
Marlin's, we're assuming.
Well, but also in the last book, he was, like, with Toby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And Toby dealt with the Mord Sith. Like, Toby literally took over one of the Mord Sith for a while. So it's just a little bit like, Maybe he didn't. It's totally plausible and does not make sense that Jagang wouldn't know about Mord Sith, but also there was opportunity for him to learn of their existence before now.
Oh, yeah. I'd say he definitely dropped the ball, especially, like you said, with all the people working for him who have that knowledge. You would think that they'd report to him regularly, so he would have that. But he definitely exposed himself when he was speaking through Marlin. Ha, ha, ha! And that's why he should be in jail, boys and girls. That was wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't
It's
know.
okay.
In my head, I just saw him in a fucking trench coat.
Trench coat.
Wham! Running away.
Hey, looky here.
There it is.
Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I heard you chuckle, and that was that. But he definitely, yeah, I'll say it again, exposed himself by when he was talking through Marlin, asking what a Mord Sith was. And that was something he had to know because now he knows it exists. But I don't know, it probably would have been smarter on his part to be like, okay, Mord Sith, we'll come back to that, talk the rest of his shit that he was doing, and then ask the people that work for him, that are with him, some of the sods that are there right now, like, hey, what the fuck is a Mord Sith? Explain this to me.
Or maybe he knew about them a little bit, and Marlin is literally like his
Poison taste tester?
like simulator.
You go poke it with a stick and let me know what happens.
Like Marlin is him running the video game for the first time. You know, just like, I don't really care what happens. Like, maybe it's a tutorial run or something, a practice run. You're like, this account doesn't mean anything to me. I'm just gonna try to play it once.
Oh, yeah.
See what the defenses are for the boss, and I'll probably die.
A sim run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A simulator run. Yeah, just be like, okay, here we go. Oh, Mord Sith, I've heard about you. What all can you do? Because he does, he uses his magic against them.
Right.
They take it. So now he knows how they work. So, like,
right.
Maybe this was all part of the plan where he was, like, goad them into using all the things that they have.
Sacrifice Marlin into learning what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Ah. You know, that's really good. And along that vein, then, he probably did hear about them from the Sisters of the Dark.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Richard was there, and I'm sure that they knew about his time. Like, he literally referenced his time on a leash while he was with them. So there's a good chance that they found out about his history with the Mord Sith while he was there.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Kara feels better, but Richard wants Kaylin to promise that she won't go down there. No. You can go down there. Just don't go down there. That would be bad.
I can go into the pit, but you can't go into the pit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Helpless woman doesn't have any business going down there. I do declare.
Yeah.
Sorry. Of course, instead of doing that, she just, changes the subject. See, Richard's got some government stuff to do. He's got his nice fancy suit. He's all gussied up. He's got to go, schmooze some people.
Yeah. Which, I mean, her not promising means she's going to do it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Hundo P, boys.
We all know it's dumb. Like, right? Like, she shouldn't go back down there without him. But
Kaylin is 100% like Richard. Don't fucking tell me what not to do.
Yeah.
I will decide that.
Yeah. Oh, you told me not to? Okay, I'll see you after I do it.
Now I'm going to do it for sure.
I'm going to do it so hard.
I was going to make a joke about, do you know what I like to do hard? Drink beer. But then I was like, maybe not.
Hey, you know what? We go live hard and you drink hard.
We go hard.
Yeah. I mean, that can mean whatever you guys want it to mean. You can't see us, so you don't know.
How does Aaron put it? We go hard, suck on that.
Yeah, suck on that. See, but that's the thing. You could be hard. Nobody would know.
Nobody would know.
Yeah. So the beer we're going to tell you guys about today is Dream Seeker from Perrin Brewing Company. One of the ones that we like a whole lot. I like Perrin.
Love Perrin.
Yeah. So this is a raspberry blonde, so you know it's right up Nate's alley.
Favorite.
And it's called Dream Seeker, which makes it kind of fitting for this series book.
Double favorite.
Yeah, because Dream Walkers and Truth, like, Seeker of Truth. So Dream Seeker. It's like they had a baby.
Now that's a fanfic I missed out on.
Yeah. That'd be... So who carries the baby? Do you think it would be Richard? Probably Richard. Anyways.
Jigang is in your mind while you're in his.
So this
That
beer...
is the new definition of mindfuck for sure.
Oh, God.
Okay, go on.
So it's a 4.8%. It's a raspberry blonde, like I said. It's a fruit
Nice and
beer.
light.
So it's not an IPA. I like that a whole lot.
Jade's favorite part.
Yep. It is full of intense raspberry taste.
Nate's favorite part.
Smells like it. And it's sweet. A little tart. You know, sometimes raspberry beers can, like, edge over into tasting similar to a sour.
Yeah, they definitely have that.
Because they have that tartness to it. This one doesn't go full over into it, though. It's nice and light, and it's good.
Almost like, not exactly, so this is probably a bad example, but almost like a raspberry jam.
Yeah.
Very sweet, with just the hint of the tartness on the end. Not enough to make you think it's a whole ass sour. Some of them do that, like you said, but this one was very well balanced.
And considering that Perrin has betrayed me and removed my favorite beer from their menu.
And that was the beginning of the Nitro War. Nobody saw it coming.
This beer is a okay substitute. I'm still mad. That's why I say it like that. If I didn't know the other one existed, I would probably like this one a whole lot more. But
you know, as a lover of raspberry jade, I take no offense to you saying it is a solid second to Funk You Berry Much Nitro, which is the beer that they said we couldn't take home in cans, and then immediately turned around, or growlers, and then let people take all sorts of different nitro beers home in cans and growlers. And man, if we were gonna go in and buy a keg of any of that beer, that would have been the one. But we can't have it.
Yeah.
But this one is delicious, and I'm so glad we found it. Even if it is a second to that beer, it's something that comes close, and it's fucking great.
Yeah. Agreed. So
no, please, by all means.
So we're gonna drink more, and then we will get back to you guys after a word from our sponsors. Actually, they don't sponsor us. They're just here.
Ads.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah. That was rude. You see that?
I got it. I finally got it.
You see that shit, Puck?
I goaded her into a version of the SpongeBob song, and off she went, and I was just like, click.
You took advantage of the fact that the cat was distracting me.
Thank you, Puck. Well done. I will give you your treat later. Attaboy. Yeah, who loves you? Yeah, Daddy loves you. Okay, I'm sorry.
I can't believe you.
Oh, that felt good. Well, my week is complete now.
I'll edit this episode.
All right, let's get back to the chapter. So, Richard says that the representatives can just go ahead and surrender to Kaelin. He doesn't need to be there for that.
Yeah, because Kaelin was trying to say you can't go running off to the woods because you got shit to do.
Yeah, well, he's got to go see Marlin and, figure that out.
Yeah, well, and dealing with all of the representatives, too.
Right. There's all of this that he has to be at the palace for, but instead of that, he has to go find the stuff for the army, and he promises he'll be careful. So, it's fine. He's going to be careful, or whatever.
Yeah, and she has time, since she's not going to go see Marlin, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be anywhere but with him, so you've got nothing but time to just hang out with representatives.
Yeah, do all the dirty work I don't want to fucking do. I don't blame her for being like, no.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Fuck that. If I ain't doing it, I'm taking a nap, dude. That's what's up.
Fuck that.
I've had a hell of a morning.
You broke up the Midlands and basically took my job. So You're in charge now, Richard.
Yeah, and I mean, he has addressed all these people once already, but I agree with you. You did this big crazy thing and upended the way things worked for thousands of years. Now you have to stand credible for that. Or credible, or like, you're the guy.
Yeah.
You have to be there.
Yeah.
People have questions. You have all the answers, apparently. So do the thing, Richard.
Yeah. Don't leave me to deal with it and all these angry people who I'm backing you. I shouldn't be the one that's out there like standing in front, like defending you in front of all the representatives.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk for you. Yeah, Richard's awesome. He also does not think you guys are important enough to be here to accept the surrenders. So I will take care of it.
Plus, you have the 10-foot rule to consider,
Mm-hmm.
which I hear is more just like guidelines anyway. But still.
Only when Richard feels like it.
That's right. So he also reveals that Puck do not. Okay, I thought he was about to unplug the microphone, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
I couldn't tell what he was doing.
You see him rocking
weird.
back and forth because he was going to jump, and I was like, if he does that directly on this cable, it's probably not going to be great.
He's like, I have to put all 4 of my feet in this little 2 square inch area.
So Richard reveals that Berdine and Ulick are coming with him too.
Because she's his favorite.
Right, of course. To the front! Nadine wants to know if he's going to boss her around too, because, she might be interested in something like that. Maybe.
I don't know.
No, probably not. She seems too uptight to enjoy something like that.
Too argumentative.
And to be fair, Richard, okay, obviously that little joke I made doesn't happen at all. But Richard, he is not fucking around at all. He turns around, gives her the raptor glare, and says, hey, we're fighting for freedom. You do what you will. I'm going to talk to Kaylin alone. And, that's that. I do love the way that Richard handles Nadine. He's not fully asshole, but he is definitely not warm towards her either. However, there's an issue with this that I found coming from the last chapter. In the last chapter, Richard says, you can fuck off. The door is on the wall. We will get you passage to wherever it is that you want to go. Thanks for the verification of the medicine stuff, but she is on her way out.
Yeah.
Now Richard is leaving, and he's telling her, we're fighting for freedom. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Not the thing to tell Nadine.
No.
Not even a little bit. She's going to be like, oh, yeah, Richard said I had to leave first, but then he obviously changed his mind and said we're going to have 10 babies by the time we leave.
Yeah.
Because
Do whatever
that's what
you
he
want.
said, right?
Yeah.
Right? You all heard it.
Because that's what I want.
Because that's what I want. Exactly.
Yeah. No. Well, and I got what he was trying to get across is that, I have all these people who have things that they have to do because they need to be done by them. You are not important enough to give a job, and I really don't give a shit.
You are not one of those people, sorry.
Yeah, you can leave, and that's fine. You can stay. The way he says do what you will kind of implies you could leave, don't give a fuck. You could stay, and if you helped, don't give a fuck.
Yeah. When she asked, hey, you going to boss me around too? He should have said, I already told you everything I had to tell you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, Nadine.
Yeah.
Done.
Literally, yeah. Because there's literally nothing else for me to say to you. Why would I boss you around? I don't even want you here. So, no.
Sorry. No access to the clubhouse today.
I also do think it's interesting. I don't know if I can't remember. I don't think it does go into why he picks Berdine to go with him. Obviously, she's his favorite. But of all the Mord Sith, she's the most indoor Mord Sith, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, she's the one that does the books and I can see that.
She didn't go out with him for most things. She stays inside and reads the book. So if you were to pick one to go with, I would assume you would pick, Kara, maybe Reyna.
One of the more fighters.
Yeah.
But then again, you run into the issue of Berdine just plain being the favorite.
Yeah. Well, and maybe...
She's a given. No, Berdine's coming. I'll choose a few more of you, but she is with me right now.
And possibly it has something to do with he has given orders now that he doesn't want people to go into the pit. He doesn't want Kaylin or Kara to go down to the pit without him.
Right.
And maybe it's just based on the fact that he doesn't trust any of the other Mord Sith to be able to stand up to Kaylin. If Kaylin goes, I'm going in the pit, Kara will argue with her. And be
100%.
Lord Rahl said you couldn't. No. what we've seen so far in this chapter, or this book specifically, Kara might say that first, but then she'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I get where you're going though. Like, fuck, like, he wants to keep you safe, but we can keep him safe, right, girl? Okay,
Right.
let's go.
Well, and I can go down there, and if I go down there with you, since I have control of his magic, everything will be fine. And all Kaylin has to do to convince Kara that that's a good idea is like, hey, you want to go fuck with Marlon a little bit?
Yeah.
And Kara's like, oh, yeah, fuck. I have been waiting all day for somebody to ask me to do that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. The two of them can definitely reason their way out of Richard's orders. But I don't think that's the way he's looking at it, probably. He's probably looking at it like, Kara will back up my orders more than anybody else. Not thinking about what's happened so far in this book.
So they leave that room and then they go into the hallway, right? This is outside the outer room now. Just them two. In the hallway, he kisses her. And she immediately gives him shit about not wanting to do it in front of his ex. He's like, yeah, I mean, you get it. It's weird and there's a thing. But Kaylin does not.
No.
She's not having it. And look, if anything, Kaylin would want to make out with him in front of Nadine. Maybe more. Maybe some heavy petting.
Bend me over the table.
How uncomfortable can we make her feel? What'd you say?
I don't know. Ignore it.
I will not.
Talking.
I will ask you about that later. Or get it in the replay. But yeah, she wants to do something like that so she can effectively lady pee all over Richard.
Mm-hmm.
This one is mine. Now you've heard that from a couple people, few people. Now you've seen that. Now it's real.
Yeah.
You know?
You see how he wants to do it with me? See how excited he got about that?
And Richard now changes the subject basically by being sexy. He's all like up against the wall with her. Ooh.
Yeah, using her sex-starved.
Forget about that. Ooh.
Body against her.
Chipmunk.
Okay,
obviously she wouldn't fall for that, but.
No, I totally get it. Maybe, though, I mean, I think there's supposed to be a sense of, like, Kaylin has it all. Nadine doesn't. We don't need to rub salt in the wound. But as a woman who...
You want assurances.
Yeah, who has felt like I need to pee all over my man once or twice. Fuck that bitch and her feelings. That's the end.
I just want to say, as a man who's been hypothetically peed on, I don't mind. You claim what's yours, baby. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, just saying.
But he does assure Kaylin that he never wonders what if with Nadine. He says, okay, yeah, I liked her. Sure. But I never once gave her the idea that we were going to get married. It was not fucking like that. We went out a couple of times. We took some walks in the woods. And that was it.
Oh, yeah? See, this is where Kaylin is also different from me because, and this is, I mean, a theme throughout the book so far. She's not asking a whole lot of questions where I would be like, oh, okay, how many times? What'd you do? What, like, I want details about this relationship. She seems pretty fucking attached here. So, when was the last time you went out with her? How soon did I meet you afterwards?
And I can see Kaylin wanting to ask all of those questions too, but when it comes to Richard, she believes it.
You could still believe him and still be like, I need the answers. Like, here's the thing.
That's fair. I just think that comes down to, like, trust.
Like, they've never had sex before, and I would at the very least, if we don't even know this, like, as readers, did Richard fuck somebody before he met Kaylin? Like, she's a virgin, she can't. Richard was not, like, bound by any weird magic bullshit. Was he out there just, like, doing all the Westland chicks? If I were Kaylin, I'd be like, I need to know.
Be curious about that?
I need to know if you put it in her. I gotta know.
Am I still your first?
Yeah.
And that can be a big deal. And I know especially to people who, like, wait until they get married, which I don't understand how they do it, but I've heard people do it. But yeah, then that is a very big deal. Are you a virgin? Is this your first time? Are we experiencing this together for the first time so it can be magical?
It's so weird that we don't know that about Richard.
Yeah. But
wait, no, at this point he's not for sure because of Denna.
Right, at this point, because of Denna.
But we didn't know if that was his first time or not.
No, we didn't.
Which is weird.
But okay, and this might come a little sideways, but like, oh gosh. But I think, and this is just my opinion, solely my opinion, it may be a bad one, and I always reserve the right to change it. But maybe to Terry, it doesn't matter with Richard. He's not the pure one. He's the one, but Kaylin has to stay pure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter at all if Richard wasn't a virgin when all this stuff popped off.
Huh. Seems to follow with, like, society's views, too.
Some, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's there. You can't deny that that's there, but it's just a thought.
I know, I agree. I don't disagree with you at all.
But Kaylin still worries that Shota will screw it up somehow. But Richard says, look, when I get back, I'm going to fucking marry you, and that is that. I don't care about anybody but you. Period. Kaylin still wonders how that's possible, though, because they promised the Mud People that they'd get married in the village. They owe them that much, and, like, not to mention a fucking baby. You know? And we're not even to that point yet. It may not be a perfect wedding, but it's the one that Kaylin wants. That, you know, it's not about just getting married, Richard. It's about doing it the way we want to do it. And that's what makes it good. And I don't know, I'm sure a lot of other readers of this series have a story much like what I'm about to share. And that was our wedding, Jade. To me, our wedding was fucking perfect. To a rich person, they'd probably be like, that wedding was, you know, whatever. Wasn't that great. But you and I got to do exactly what we wanted to do on our wedding day. And it was the fucking best.
Yeah.
We got married real quick, just in the justice of the peace. We just got the paperwork done. Then while waiting for the reception to begin, you and I went out onto Lookout Point in Grand Rapids and looked over the top of the city, and it was awesome. And we may or may not have smoked a bunch of weed up there and then calmed the appetite with some Yesterdog on the way back to the reception. And then we just threw a big ass party for our family and our friends and just partied the whole night. It was great. I drank beer with family that I hadn't said more than 10 words to and got to hang out with the family that I see all the time, on top of having my beautiful wife there, her family, like all of our friends. It was just
Then we got to leave and smoke more weed and get in a horse-drawn carriage.
That's right.
Downtown.
We went across the bridges.
And we didn't have to clean anything up. So I liked that.
Yeah. We didn't have to clean shit. Plus room service and, you know, honeymoon night. So we'll leave that part be. But yeah, it was fucking perfect. And other people might not have wanted our wedding, but I loved our wedding. I thought it was fucking great, and I would not ask for another one.
Good, because you're not going to get another one.
Well, no, but that's very true. But Richard says, look, I'm a seeker, baby. I'll figure it out. I always do, right? I got to go for now, but do me a favor and take care of Nadine. She's really not a bad person. She's just confused, and I'll be back tomorrow. Now, Kaylin asks why he didn't get mad at Kara when she snapped at him.
We're just going to skip by the fact that he just defended his ex. No.
Whoa. What now?
No. I don't care. She's really not a bad person. She's just confused. Fuck you. Fuck her.
I get that, but if what we know about Shota is true...
I know.
That Nadine is being used, then it's not possibly, it is possibly not Nadine's fault.
I understand that. I'm just saying, I have a stepson. We deal with his mom all the time. I'm civil. I'm great. But also in my head, sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's not her fault. Fuck her though too. Also,
it's true. So, you two are not the best of friends.
No, and I mean, generally, even exes that I don't know, if they came around and you were like, she's not a bad person, she's just confused, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's so great. In my brain, I would not be nice. I might say it to you and to them, but in my head, I will be saying lots of nasty things. Because I'm a mean person.
No.
That's all. That's me. That's a character problem on me, but that's fine. Anyways, keep moving.
All right, so Kalen asks why he didn't get mad at Kara when she snapped at him. He explains that he's trying to get them to trust him. He wasn't just taming squirrels earlier, he was taming Mord Sith.
Oh.
And I get where he's going with this, but I don't think taming Mord Sith was the right use of words there.
You don't think so?
No, and I mean, look, I am no authority on this. I barely have a use of the English language as it is, but like, nobody's gonna tame a Mord Sith. Getting them to trust you is one thing, but taming, no fucking way. Because you know they'll disobey you the first chance they get if they think it's for your good.
Yeah, maybe just saying taming people is not a great thing in general.
Right.
Taming usually includes breaking, which is what happened to him, and he's not a fan
And all of them the first time, yeah.
So,
Actually, it might create quite a problem there.
Yeah.
But Kaylin is still worried about Shota. She says, look, Richard, promise me you'll marry me. And he promises her right away. You know, he doesn't skip a beat, Jade, that she's the only one he'll ever love. Not the same fucking thing.
That's not what she asked, motherfucker.
Not at all. Like, that had to have been blatantly on purpose, right? It felt like it to me.
Well, just like Kaylin's promise earlier in the chapter, they both did the same thing.
Yeah, promise me this. On another note. And actually,
loophole.
Yeah, sidebar here. If a wizard always keeps his promises, Richard could just say, hey, I'm going to defeat Jagang and his army with my mind in like 5 minutes total time, then marry and fuck you wherever and however you like. Boom, end of series, right? Like, maybe?
I don't think it works like that.
But if it's a known quantity that a Richard's promise, a promise of dick, if a wizard's promise has to be kept, then if a wizard promises out loud, does that in a way determine some sort of prophecy or
magical pact or something? I don't know.
Or is that just wishing?
That's I don't know. It also makes me think of like Lord of the Rings when he's like, a wizard is never late, Frodo Baggins. He arrives precisely when he means to. Like, there's lots of wizards' rules that I don't know if they're necessarily
That's just a cover-up for being late.
Wait.
But he shows up with the fireworks, so you know what? Forgiven.
Yeah. I don't know the wizard's rule for this book yet. But maybe it's just...
I do.
Don't promise promise the right thing.
It could have something to do with the promise, yes. Yes, it could. If you don't know what it is, I'm not going to tell you yet.
I don't remember, no.
Okay. I like this one a lot. Okay. So maybe it won't work that way, but it was a thought I had, and I was like, dude, you could solve all this. Or maybe it's just the simple fact that he never thought to do this, because that's a thing.
Yeah.
Had he done that in book 1, it would have been like a 3-chapter book. Oh, problem solved.
Finished.
But after he denies promising her exactly what she wanted to be promised, right? Promise me you'll marry me. He's like, I'll only love you, babe. Then he makes it worse by saying, yeah, I gotta go. And she goes, but what about, he goes, what? I have to go. Like, why are you trying to drag this out, Kaylin? I did the stupid thing you wanted me to do, which no, you didn't. And then she just watches him charge off down the hallway, end of chapter. Does not get the promise.
And also, like, I'm bothered by the fact that there is a Sister of the Dark still out there that we haven't really, like, I think it was probably mentioned in the beginning when he was being told about Marlin and he was asking all the questions, but there's no plan of attack for that, or like...
Yeah, or at the very least right now, he assumes that that was also Nadine.
But
not that she's a Sister of the Dark, but just, you know, she was tied up in it somehow, now she's here. But then that leaves, like you said, the Sister of the Dark. Oh my God.
Wow.
I did not mean that. But like you said, that leaves the Sister of the Dark unaccounted for.
Yeah.
There's nothing in place to, like, deal with that threat right now.
Yeah, and there's not even, like, a mention of, hey, I want everyone to keep their eyes fucking peeled for weird shit. You know, there's somebody out there with magic. you guys don't have the skills to really deal with that, depending on whatever comes from it. So keep an eye out for XYZ, and, Mord Sith are the only ones that can really protect you guys if some shit goes down. So, at the very least, Kaylin, you need to stay hooked to one of those all the time.
All the time.
And I mean, that's obviously implied. He wants her to keep safe, but,
yeah.
There's a fucking sorceress who also uses dark magic, subtractive magic, that's what we're talking about here. And there's just, meh.
There's just stuff left undone.
Yeah.
It's kind of unsatisfying. But at the same time, Richard is handling a bunch of the problems and has gotten up to speed, as he does very, very quickly. But this is where the book, actually kicks off. I feel like if this were a movie, if this book were a movie, the whole intro part while playing music would be the first 4 chapters. And this would probably be, this or the last chapter would be the first actual scene you get to watch in the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because it all goes so fast, and they could figure out a way to just a few shots of this, couple shots of that, and now we enter with Richard being announced all badass like.
Yeah. You did have to have a scene or two to set it up to be like, this is Kaylin. She loves Richard. Oh no, other woman.
Yeah.
Badass man coming in.
Well, they did that in 300. There's a bunch of random shots of different people doing different things, and you kind of get the gist of the history of Sparta before the actual thing kicks off with the dude showing up and saying, hey. Yeah. Yeah. As they say in Scotland. That's probably a horrible accent. Scotland. There you go. That's much better.
Scotland.
Well, hey, thank you guys so much for listening this week. If you wanted to say anything at all, you can send us an email to podcastatt@gmail.com. You can find us on all of our social medias at podcastatt. Or if you wanted to support this show, you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge to get access to all those extra contents swimming around on Patreon there.
Swimming around?
Not to mention access to the Discord, and depending on what level you go to, you actually get some all the things swag.
Come on over there and check out all the content swimming around.
That sounds so dirty.
I know. That was weird.
Well, thank you guys one more time for listening, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
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 Bye. I can't go that high.